Valley. You guys ready?
Hey, good morning. I'm Dr. Kezior. I serve as the superintendent of Moreno Valley Unified School District. And with me today, I have an 8th grade student at Mountain View Middle School in our district. He's wave at them, Reuben. He's a future superintendent. He's observing and taking notes, and he's in the room with me. He might say something. So thank you, everyone. You can go to the next slide. That's just a picture of me. So every year we have themes in our district. We have a foundation of excellence on purpose, and we shine brighter with excellence on purpose. But every year we have a leadership theme. Since 2011, we've had different themes. This year it's Focus Forward, and this is used to, our leadership summit that begins the year and then throughout the year. And so you can see the different themes on there. And I'm not going to, because of time, I'm not going to go into every one of them. So in our district, we have 11 commitments, and these commitments are how we create excellence on purpose and how we shine brighter. Number one is, know your why. I'm not going to go through every one of them, but like today, we hope we listen to understand and that we intend to be successful and collaborate. We have a brand new vision and mission. We revised it this year during this pandemic. In 2014, when we developed our strategic plan and our LCAP, we aligned them. And we did the same thing this year. And so that's our vision and our mission. And then we have a portrait of a graduate. These are the things, the competencies that we guarantee that students will have when they leave Moreno Valley Unified School District. And this was developed by students with students. And they chose these competencies, and they were very insistent on that we have those. And then we have 5 goals, and those 5 goals have outcomes with them. And this is how we evaluate our principals, and we have metrics for this. And that this is a portrait that we use in our district to help people understand what the expectations are and what we value and what we do. So, just so you know a little bit about our district, we have 32,763 students, 3,661 employees, 95% overall student attendance, and 6,507 English learner students. There's 23 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, 4 high schools, 9 alternative schools. We primarily serve our student groups of Hispanic students and African American, as you can see, and then white, other, and Asian. And poverty is at 77.9%, English learners 19.9%, and special ed 12.7%, and foster youth is 1.1%. So today's story is about then and now, what we were and what we are now. So when you look at this here, our graduation rate in 2010 was 69.9%. Today we're very proud that it's 90.9%. And over this time, it's increased by 21%. In 2010, our suspension rate was 9.9%. It's decreased to 3.9%. And so you can see there's a better climate and culture for student learning and teaching here. There's some other resources that we provided and that are different. And at some points we didn't have data. Now we do. And we have measurable data that we use to inform our instruction and our teaching and learning. So we're very proud of that. I'm not going to take a long time on these because we have a lot of slides and I don't want to, miss anything. So when we talk about opportunities in communication, every classroom in our district has this poster. We try to put this brochure that you see in everybody's hand. When we go to any chamber meeting, when we go to any community meeting, we want people to know what we're working on so they can help us. I can tell you that when our graduation rate was that low, it was because of our community, our teachers, and our classified staff and our students who banded together to change that. And that's true of anything that we do. We have parents in our community, and you'll hear more about this today, of what they do to change the outcomes for our students to a more positive way of teaching and learning. Today, there's a goal on here when you look at these 5 goals. We support effective communication throughout the district, and our metric is 95% of parents and guardians actively access the Q Parent Connection, and they log in once a month. This is new this year. This is part of our revision to our strategic plan. And then increase the percent of parents and guardians that are meeting the 5 annual hours of parent engagement by 5% annually. measuring that with a metric and making sure that principals and our district looks at that with our volunteers and our parent ambassadors. You'll hear more about that as we talk more today about what we're doing in Moreno Valley Unified School District. So the name of our team here is Champions Achieve, so others believe, and that's me right there. And I know I look different on the screen, but anyway, that's what I look like most days. So on the next slide, so Nautica Neal, I think, Nautica?
I'm here.
Okay.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Nautica Neal, and I am the proud principal of Creekside Elementary, and I represent school leadership. And so you heard just a snapshot, really quick snapshot, but within this presentation, you'll hear a little bit more of that depth with how did we get from where we were to currently where we are today. And so I think that starts with amazing leadership. And I think all of us can kind of think about that. Who are we hiring as people? And so for the longest time, and I was here before Dr. White and Dr. Kedzura came to the district, but for the longest time, Moreno Valley, had some problems and some issues. It's not unlike differing districts. Everybody goes through that at some point. But we had our issues, and we knew that we needed a change, and we knew that we needed change agents. So Dr. White was hired, and she did amazing things. And then she hired Dr. Kedzura, and of course, he's just amazing. His creativity is, you can't contain it, and it just goes. And we saw that, when he first came in as a chief academic officer, and now currently as the superintendent of Moreno Valley Unified. So that's kind of where it started. But great leaders don't take off and do things on their own. Great leaders gather people, they find out where the issue, and they did that through the needs assessment. They found out, they talked to CSEA, which is our classified arena. They talked to MVEA, which is Moreno Valley Educators Association. They talked to management. What are the issues? They talked to parents. They talked to students. That didn't just start with when they came on. It continues through from the middle till currently. They're always gathering that information. It's a continuous evolvement for our district. And so they started with the needs assessment, and then they gathered a couple of areas, and you can see some of those areas that they gathered. One was graduation, and then Dr. Kedzura made mention of it. It was 69%. It was really low. And now we're at 90%. So, but that's continuous, that's intentional, that's making sure everybody knows what the goal is and everybody's working towards it. Suspension rate, we've brought down the suspension. So we're no longer looking at suspending kids out of school, but what supports can we put in place to really, make sure that kids are successful. And of course, really increasing parent engagement. So those three areas, it doesn't just happen by magic. It doesn't just happen by wishing about it. It's those different things, the 11 commitments that Dr. Kedzura talked about. It's, making sure that we all know the goals, his superintendent goals and expectations and the outcomes. We get that every single year, and it's updated by our data. And we said, okay, we're here. Where do we want to go next year? There are metrics, there are goals for us to meet, and they're manageable, and we have the support along the way. So this is kind of my piece there. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Hi. My name is Martha Cepeda Medina. I'm the District English Language Learner Coordinator for the Moreno Valley Unified School District. And thank you, Nautica, for that, getting that set up. When I think about 2014, like Nautica was mentioning earlier about Dr. White coming on board and then Dr. Kedzura, it's really difficult to think back about that type of mindset. Because I believe, if we're being honest, our district was more of a exclusion versus the inclusion that it is now, meaning all, because we saw the 69.1% graduation rate. And what's numbing to me is what happened to the 30.1% that didn't get to walk across the stage? Mm-hmm. So that's what we talked about exclusion back then to inclusion. As you saw Dr. Kedzura speaking on those outcomes for students and how they were developed by the students. So when we speak to parents, and you've spoken to parents, we hear the same thing. All parents want success for their children. So we have to include all. And again, including all the stakeholders, parents, community members, students, teachers, staff, everybody that makes up the school system. And so out of that, we had some what's on the screen there that says called brainstorming, where we talk about how can we better communicate what we want to do, what our goals are to our community, to our parents. We all have the setup of flyers and surveys and text messages, websites, peach jar, all of those things. But somehow the information wasn't filtering down to the parents, the people that drive our district. So we needed to come up with something that we could take and use. And so if you look at the findings, it talks about systems of collaborations and systems of outreach. With the collaboration, we're talking about, what I always say was a brilliant idea. And I say that because I didn't come up with it. If somebody else did, I'm just a part of it. But it's parents speaking with parents, parents giving parents information, parents being used as a resource. So we have our 22 parent ambassadors in our district, and they do such an amazing job of communicating to the parents, and they communicate everywhere. Before the pandemic, they would communicate on soccer fields, on football fields, at the grocery store, at churches. So we have that communication and those commitments. And at the very onset, when they were first beginning, they were asking parents to read the strategic plan. And a vast majority of the parents, even though it was being sent in flyers and so forth, weren't getting that type of information. So I'm going to let you, I'm going to introduce you to two of our parent ambassadors, and they're going to talk a little bit about what they do. So I'm going to, I think Teresa Fuentes. Teresa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Marta.
I'm going to hand it over to Teresa, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what she does. And then we're going to hear from Ruben's mother, Ida, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she does and how important it is to speak with parents. Teresa?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Teresa Fuentes Reyes. I'm a parent ambassador from the Moreno Valley Unified School District. I represent the parent engagement. I'm the proud parent ambassador, because Parent Ambassador is one of the outreaches programs promoting parent and community engagement. So we are the bridge between the school and the district and the school community. We have trainings, we have workshops, very beneficial for us to for the primary goals to ensure that all parents' necessities being achieved. In my personal experience working with the parents in the community, I have developed 3 strategies that have been helping me. So the relationship, we have the support and the encouragement. So relationship, because it's essential to have good and build relationship with the parents to make them feel welcome to the district and to the school. And we have the support that it is essential to support parents that providing the tools and the resources that we have at the district, and especially the encouragement. It's being a challenge with the distant learning and the students. So we encourage the parents to participate in all these programs that we have. We have the parent ambassador, we have the book clubs around the schools, we have the African American Advising Committee, and we have the DLAG, we have ELAG. So we try to encourage the parents to get involved, because it's the way that you can know more about your students and education. So I'm very proud to be and participate for the parent ambassadors, because I feel like the parents feel more comfortable sometimes speaking with parent to parent, and we try to support in everything what we can. And we have everything for them, and we here for them too, for listening. So it's very important to listen, to understand. And thank you for to let me know, and I'm very happy to participate in this conference. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ida Navarro. I'm a parent ambassador for the amazing Moreno Valley Unified School District. I am a parent ambassador for Bear Valley and Mountain View Middle School. And so part of what we do is just reaching out to parents standing by their side, supporting them, helping them, just encouraging them to get through these hard times right now. A lot of parents reach out to us. Let me see if I can take off my mask, sorry. A lot of parents reach out to us for support, for finding out what's going on, what the district is doing, how they can go about changing things, or just getting their children into different groups or different support groups and things like that. We also just are parents just like them, so they really appreciate that. They trust us. They come to us with needs and questions. We've been helping through, we've been trained on so many different things that we've been able to help them, when they were having issues with their Chromebooks, when they were having issues, logging their kids on, how to do the parent surveys, things like that. So we've been able to support them, and I'm actually, very happy that we've gotten the trainings that we've had, that they've provided, that Dr. Kedziora and Martha have provided for us, so that we're able to continue to assist them with the things that they need. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Kimberly Taylor, the African American Parent Involvement Specialist for Moreno Valley Unified School District. And with the APAC, we actually go through and we are intentional for getting with our African American families, making sure that they know what resources we have in the district. And we are also intentional on hearing their voice. We make sure when the surveys are sent out for our districts that, we reiterate, please, we need to hear your voice. We make sure that our parents know that we love them and that we appreciate them. And we also, we have had the pleasure of honoring our star African-American parents every year. And that's like one of our biggest things, is that we make sure we're intentional to say thank you. We're intentional to make sure that they know that we care about them and that their voice matters, and that we want to make sure that they are participating and an active stakeholder within our community.
Thank you, Kimberly. And with that, good morning. My name is Andrea Chavez, and I'm the Parent Engagement Specialist for the English Language Learner Department. I represent the MVUC district leadership, and it is a privilege to be part of the team. So focused on our community, I have lived in the community since 1988. I began my journey with Moreno Valley in 1989, and this is my 5th year in the present position. I share this with you because I am part of the community. In my time in this position, many evaluations, needs assessment have been given. I've also had parents write out their vision because I need to know expectations and desired outcomes. Also their why. I want them to know their why. What drives them? Some of the groups I oversee are ELAC, Spanish book clubs, and DLAC. In collecting and reviewing data and reading their visions and whys, we are able to listen to understand, which is one of our 11 commitments, which helps us better serve their wants and needs. I will share a few of their visions and whys, which has allowed us to focus on our community needs, to continue to grow as a person, to create a better atmosphere at our meetings. Through the workshops offered for parents, I have learned how to better communicate with people. These are just the few things we have brought to enhance for our parents. Trainings catered to parents for ELAC and DLAC, trainings for administrators and facilitators for ELAC and DLAC, book club leader meetings to support and assist. Our club members have grown from 20 to over 250 parents, including our first club in 2019. Celebrations for dual language immersion, reclass, parent service workshops, celebrations, and annual book club celebrations. May I add, with food, appetizers, or them bringing their specialty dishes. Parents and students are being celebrated, which is very important in our community. Parents are feeling respected and valued. By focusing on our community, we live by it takes a village to raise a child. Bottom line is to listen with your heart and RESPECT, respect. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. My name is Selena Sadiku Joyner, and I am the Executive Director for the Moreno Valley Educators Association, and I represent the district leadership team. In Moreno Valley, we deeply understand the importance of stakeholders. We would describe our relationship with our stakeholders as collaborative and value their insight as decision makers. Annually, we hold a joint leadership conference and mid-year leadership summit where we bring together administrators, the board, cabinet, educators, and members of the Association for Professional Development, and to reflect and deepen our practices as educators. Monthly, we hold a leadership meeting called CAM, made up of our members of the association, site administrators, and district leadership to plan for the school year and problem solve issues that may arise throughout the year. Students are at the center of everything we do. We understand that to provide the best educational experience for our students, it takes an entire community to do so. Therefore, as a district, we are deeply committed to our relationships with one another. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so proud to be a part of this community. I want to say I work for the Moreno Valley Unified School District, the amazing Moreno Valley Unified School District under the leadership of Superintendent Dr. Martin Rex Ketiora. You're about to see witness a video of a student and others in our community from Valley View High School. I want to say that this video describes the impact that we have received from the many programs that we have focused on in our district. Valley View High School in particular in 2019 had a 96.4% graduation rate. Amazing. And we would not have done that without our district enabling us to focus on graduation rates among our student groups, in particular our African American groups, our Hispanic groups, our special education groups as well. So stay tuned. Look at what we're doing here in Moreno Valley Unified School District. It is amazing.
Moreno Valley Unified School District, we serve students from very different backgrounds and ethnicities. We have about 84% of our students are on free and reduced lunch. About 24% are English learners. There's about 3,000 students who are identified as homeless.
The majority of our students will be first-generation college students.
Our community is full of students who, on paper, you wouldn't assume could be as successful as some students who live in higher socioeconomic areas, but we don't let that discourage any student from enrolling in AP courses.
When I first got into the AP program, definitely the horror stories came up, that the homework is kind of crazy, the tests are really hard, and that you won't leave that class with an A.
I was extremely nervous to take AP Human Geography my freshman year. I wasn't used to taking a challenging course like that because now you're taking a college class. So that was nerve-wracking.
In the beginning, they don't seem to believe in themselves. I get emotional, but you have to believe in them before they believe in themselves.
There's nothing more exciting than having a student run through those front doors saying, "Mrs. Kerr, I got a 5. I didn't think I was gonna pass and I got a 5.
When you pass an AP test, you basically have skin in the game for your higher education. And the first time you pass an AP test, it's like, all right, let's do this more. And by the time you're in college, you're already ahead.
When they called me to tell me we had won this award, it was very emotional because 8 years ago, we did not have the kind of atmosphere that we have today here. When people, like the College Board validate what happens in a community like ours, it is so uplifting.
One of our biggest hallmarks of our success has been the integration of all students into the AP program to do away with a lot of gatekeeping, ensuring that every student feels welcome, ensuring that they are in an environment that they can be successful.
When the students do ask, why should I take AP? I tell them, well, you got to start thinking about the opportunity that we're giving you here in high school. I mean, you're taking college classes here. You're eventually going to get the credit. And imagine how much time, stress, and money you're going to be saving.
With these AP courses, I realized that we could be saving hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in college. And I also feel like that has helped me to show colleges that I am ready for rigorous courses and I accept them with open arms.
Students need to understand that there's not going to be someone there every day, every second of their life telling them what they need to do. So I find myself as a facilitator and a coach more so than a teacher.
We haven't done our job if we just get them into college. We have to make sure that they're successful once they get there. Once you're in, how do you get to the finish line? And I see advanced placement as one of the tools that we use to get them to the finish line.
It's not so much about being tough because we're AP, it's really about being real. You know, what's your boss gonna say when you don't have this assignment due on this date, but the assignment was hard? Okay, well, you know what, that's life. With our mission and our vision statement, we're preparing students to enter the real world.
The AP courses that I've taken are really self-driven, and I feel like when I get to college, that's exactly how it's gonna be. I feel prepared for that type of environment based on the AP program.
I'm hoping to go to medical school. Now, when I go to college, I'm ready to take on the challenge, and I'm hoping that AP is gonna help me, and I know it will.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Johnson. Thank you to our schools for the amazing opportunities they give our students in a place where once it was they can't, now they will. And so with that, we have to measure success. This is something that is the backbone of our district, and why we have ensured success over the last several years is because when Dr. Gitziora came in as Chief Academic Officer and Superintendent, his entire focus was, if you can't measure it, why do it? And so measuring success is extremely important. And one way to do that is every single school receives something called a snapshot. And our schools, and I'm sure your schools as well, get thrown a lot of data. And when you are able to see your school in a one-page data to see where's your attendance, what is your chronic absenteeism, what is your graduation rate, what is your CAF scores, social emotional, our panorama scores. So when we're looking at that, we could then really hone in on areas of focus, areas of growth. And as a district, we go over that. And one way to do that is through our MTSS process. So we're looking at MTSS. We as a district came in and saw our definition of our MTSS in Moreno Valley as that multi-tier systems of support, that we incorporate that evidence-based interventions, assessment and accountability, et cetera. And the three main focus areas of any MTSS is academics, behavior, and social emotional. For our academics, for the purpose of this presentation, we're focusing on graduation rates, also looking at our scholarship rates, the money that our students are getting, like Ms. Kerr said in the video. One thing is to get them in, and another thing is to help them get out. AP exams, A through G data, attendance rates, suspension rates for behavior, and our panorama, which focuses on student climate and SEL. So that's our focus in terms of data. Of course, we look at so much data. And next, we are going to turn it over to Ashish. Ashish, take it away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arce. Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Palike. I'm a student at Vista Lago in the Moreno Valley Unified School District, where I serve as a student body president. And here we're gonna take a closer look at graduation rates. So right now, our graduation rate for 2019 to 2020 is 90.9%, and it took a lot to get here. So what we have right here are some statistics. Now, just to reiterate that we have a lot of student groups here at Moreno Valley Unified, but two of our biggest would be our Hispanic and African American students. Now, you can see from here our 2010 to 2011 rate. I mean, we're in the high to mid 60s, and to now we're well into the 90% range. And so I really want to reinforce what Dr. Kenziora and everyone before me has said about it takes collective effort to achieve success. Everyone involved with the district, not just district leadership, teachers, students, parents, community members, administration. I mean, it all ties in to student success, and something that I really follow, not just as a student leader, like in my class, is when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. And I think that really expresses the increase in graduation rates really well. And it's just a testament to the hard work that everyone in the Moreno Valley Unified School District has put in. And so I'm really thankful to be here with all of you today, and I'll pass it along to Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Ashish. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rafael Garcia. I'm the proud principal here at Landmark Middle School for Moreno Valley Unified. And before my tenure as principal, I was actually the coordinator of child welfare and attendance for the district. As coordinator, I essentially summarized my role there as someone that was looking to identify and remove barriers to education. And I think that fit very well with the amazing things that were already being implemented under the leadership of Dr. Kitsiora. And certainly a focus was to accelerate this change, to really truly be transformational. And you saw all the different stakeholders and all the different data that was regularly being analyzed. And although we put such a big importance on data, we just heard from Ashish, one of our students. We see Ruben there sitting with Dr. Kitsiora. We know that our data, they're really just students and their stories and numbers, right? We're really not trying to just manipulate some data point. We're trying to impact their stories because they're bright young men. And sometimes people go through things in life that might provide some different challenges for them. And so we knew that the shift in mindset had to take place. Instead of asking, why are these students acting this way? It's more of what happened to them. Because we know obviously the suspensions weren't working. We could keep suspending, but we know the suspensions were just perpetuating some of the behavior. They would come back without those deficits being addressed. So as you heard from other folks presenting, we brought together all stakeholders, increased parent engagement opportunities, staff training, community resources and partnerships were developed, for instance, with the Crime Prevention Task Force at the District Attorney's Office, and of course, a commitment from district resources. Now, if we wanted to win the numbers game, we would just stop suspending. That would be easy, but that wasn't the point. That wasn't the transformational change we were discussing. This really happened through PBIS and MTSS. And it's been really developing these layered systems that include resources, services, interventions, and supports for all student groups. And most recently, we received recognition from the California PBIS Coalition in 2018 for our Gold PBIS Implementation Award. And so now at the site level, we continue to revise our MTSS model as needed to ensure that all of our students' academic, social, emotional, and behavioral needs are being met. Thank you for being such an attentive audience, and I'll pass it on to the next speaker.
Hi, my name is Mimi Badura, and I co-lead the Parent Engagement Leadership Initiative, and I represent the Riverside County Office of Education. And I'm so honored to be here to share with you a small part of my journey with Moreno Valley Unified School District under the amazing direction of their Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Martin Rex Kidziora. And I invite you to share with me for just a moment some of the celebrations that the district has received as a result of their collaboration and communication and goal setting. As you can tell, goal setting is very important with the district, and these are just some of their awards based upon their efforts with the California State. California Distinguished School Award, this was received in 2020, the most recent one from Northridge Elementary. Big congratulations to them. The California School Boards Association Golden Bell Award was awarded in 2020, the most recent one for visual and performing arts. They have received 13 gold, represented 13 golden ribbon schools, 29 positive behavioral interventions and support coalition awards, and 18 California positive behavior and interventions and support awards from Community Cares Awards. And for those of you who may not be aware of what those are, that acknowledges ongoing positive supports through the COVID pandemic crisis. And then one community engagement initiative, peer leading and learning network cohort, which is obviously through this group. And last but not least, 15 models of excellence through the Riverside County Office of Education. This is a very rigorous process. I've been on that selection committee before, and a big congratulations to Moreno Valley Unified School District for their work and receiving these state awards.
Hi, my name is Julio Melendres. I get to present on the national awards, and I think it's so great that we have so many awards that Moreno Valley has been up for, that we have two folks presenting on it. And it's just the fruit of the labor that our educators in the district have put into just investing in our kids. And as I've had to educate myself on the awards that we've gone through, I love that so many of them have just been related to closing the gap, have been completely data driven to measure whether the programs being implemented have been successful. But at the rate that Moreno Valley is going, they're going to run out of wall space at the district office. So they had 7 Title I Academic Achievement Awards, 1 National Avid Demonstrative School 6 national schools to watch, 1 national district to watch, 2 international baccalaureate schools, 1 Power of Hope award, and I couldn't find the Magna award, but I just reflect back on what the district has been able to do under Dr. Kedziora's leadership. Those at the high school, at the middle school and elementary school, those principals that have just completely bought into the vision of closing the gap and inclusion, and so very proud of what this district has been able to accomplish.
That was Aurelio Melendrez, and he didn't say this, but he's a community partner. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. Thank you, Aurelio, for being here. So one of the things how we sustain this is we collect more data and connect the data to student success. You know, we don't just look at data, but I have Ruben here with me, like Raphael said, and I have Ashish and Caitlin and different students. We know them by name, and we make it personal, and we know that it matters, what happens. And so to have sustainability, like our graduation rate, we create a plan with stakeholders and adhere to the plan and adjust as necessary. As we work through it, we realized everything that we thought was going to work didn't always work, and we just kept changing to make sure it met the needs of students. And so this year, that's our poster you see there for our strategic plan, but that didn't just happen, because as you see, there were steps that took place, and there was a plan to get there. And I want to thank our associations, our MBA and CSEA, our parent ambassadors, our community, because they all helped in the students in developing this plan. It was very inclusive, and everyone was committed to meeting our goal of revising our plan and having our new vision and mission. So it's a collective effort, and it's a journey that we're still on, but we're finding a lot of success and a lot of progress. So in the next slide, one of the things I want you to know that the impact of all of this is our attendance has increased, our creativity is changing, we're communicating more, we need to communicate more. That's one of the things we keep doing, communicating, meeting participation and technology through this pandemic. We've all become better at using it and to help us be better at communication and delivering messages. So I'll leave you to conclude our presentation with this. Kind of wraps up everything that everyone talked about today. And I want to thank all the people from our district that supported us here today, and especially to support our students, because their voices are all people that speak loudly for students, and I cannot thank them enough. So thank you.
Thank you, Moreno Valley, for your presentation. That was an awesome presentation.